It's so quiet. I don't like how quiet it is. I haven't figured out the music today. I haven't figured out anything today. What's going on here? Where's my little chat bot and stuff? Oh, this is what happens when I go away for any time at all. I come back, and I'm a newbie all over again. I'm a newbie streamer. Okay, so you've got audio from there. Let's see if we've got audio from this computer as well. This wee computer is not a wee computer. It's a great, clunking, great old one. What have we got? Audio library. Do we have any little tunes to check out? Let's see what we got here. Let's look for... There we go. Nope. Bright, dramatic, happy. How about a flute's morning? What's that? Now, do you hear that as well? Yes, you do. Okay, good. Although that sounds louder than me. Wednesday, I know. My schedule is such a freaking mess right now. I apologize, Paperclips, if I've thrown your schedule into disarray. Let me just post this on Discord as well. Quite nice, actually. Oops, I want to be with everyone. Let's change this. I've got way too many things to post to. It drives me freaking nuts. What was that? Somebody signing up for something, wasn't it? Here we go. Share with your followers. What does that mean? Has Discord changed? You've changed. I'm going to confirm that. It's been edited. Okay. Oh, wait a second. I didn't get to send my photo. This is my favorite little photo right now. See if I can do that. I believe this is copyright infringement free, I believe. Better be, otherwise I'm in trouble, right? These are good little tunes. I'll probably get in trouble for playing them, won't I? It just makes you want to dance like a Muppet. All right. That's enough of that. All right. Enough Muppet dancing. Oh, my good Lord. What the heck's happened? Hello, everyone. Wow. We've got Mandy, thank you very much for your subscription. And loves and hugs from Liverpool. Woohoo! Meeting Paul and Michael on Friday. Want me to pass on any messages? Oh, well, say hello. Greetings, salutations, Puddle Jumper, Anquiitis, Babylonia 51. Subscribe. Thank you very much. Go for Fluffernut. Holy cow. Cal! How are you, Cal? God, it's been a long time. Cal, you and I have to talk about... We have to talk about this whole video thing. Because I've got a lot of people bugging me about doing these little... What are they called? Cameo things. And I don't really want to do Cameo. I thought it'd be... Like, why not just keep it within the community we've got? And I thought... I'd rope poor Cal into that. So I thought maybe I'd run that by. The idea, which I thought was very clever... I can't remember whose idea it was. Probably Cal's. That what we would do is... we would, instead of using Cameo or a service like that, we would just go through our website and stuff. Because what's nice about that is that then I can let people know that, like, you know, if they're going to do cameos and this sort of thing, that money can go towards, I'll just put that money towards Tech Bandits or whatever. Or paying the rent while I do Tech Bandits, perhaps. Or just pay the rent. My God, we've got a freaking strike. It's so funny. All the Canadians were so excited about it. They're like, woo, boy, America's going on strike and we're going to have lots of work up here. And I kept going like, I don't know, guys. This is, you know, I'm not sure that I choosing now to go on strike. I guess these things happen whenever there's a big disruption in the industry. And of course, AI is a big disruption. But I'm just a little concerned. If I was a studio right now, I'd be figuring that AI scripts out pretty fast. That's for sure. Jack Jasra, how are you? Guten Tag, Guten whatever it is. Guten Tag, I think, is Guten Day, isn't it? Paperclips, thank you for your subscription. Who else? Have I missed anyone else? Yeah, so Cal and I are going to have to do some plotting and scheming at some point. Things are going well, thank you, Skylar. The last strike gave us Dr. Horrible. Yeah, which is weird because I don't think we'd even be allowed to do Dr. Horrible now because of the restrictions of the unions on that stuff. I don't think it feels much more fractious now, and it also feels like the optics on things. Like, I would be nervous about, like, creating a show even up in Canada right now because you got, you know, there's, I don't want to be, you know, undermining whatever the union has to do down in the States. And I am a member of that union, the SAG union. So, and the Writers Guild for that matter. What is it called? I think I'm like a delinquent member or something. Like, I don't really a part of the union anymore, but I had to join to do a couple of things that I worked on. So, anyways, I've got an open position for a lab tech, David. What? Seriously? Dude, I'd come down there. Could I come down for like a few weeks and help you out? And by help you out, I mean probably break things and not do things right. Oh my God, could you imagine that? I'd be working for James Arger, Dr. Prof. I could be like the Stargate assistant. That's what I'd be. I'd be Stargate assistant to James Gurney. Careful, we don't need a lab fire. Thank you, Jonathan MLH, for all of your support, all of your kind support. Actually, to be fair, Jonathan MLH did buy us a CNC machine. So thank you for your support, and thank you for your support in a very sarcastic way as well. Thank you, Jonathan MLH. Because apparently if you buy me a CNC, you can now mock me horribly. What do we got? Well, is there anyone here who's qualified to be a lab technician for James R. Gurney? I mean, if they are, they should let James R. Gurney know, because looking for a lab guy by the looks of it. Not lab guy. What am I saying? Lab person. Lab human. It's been a long time. Ibrek, it has been a long... How long has it been, Ibrek? I have not seen your name bouncing around here for quite a while. What's up? Finally, the proud owner of a Dog's Breakfast DVD. How did you get it? You know, super addicted to that fabulous film. God, I love that film. I've got to say, warts and all, I love that film. There's many, many problems with that film, but boy, I loved making that film. Labman. That's me. Labman. What else we got here? If the AI fails, will the programmer shout, oh, come on, like the rest of us techies? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Anti-static. Absolutely. Good afternoon to you, Krillin64. Let me go check the Discord, make sure I'm not missing out on anybody in that department. Let me see. No, it looks like the voice is out. No one was expecting me today. No one was expecting the Spanish Inquisition. I was supposed to stream yesterday, but my wife left me again. God damn, wives always leaving me. She's gone to Cannes this time. I like to make it a big dramatic thing by saying she's left me. but I'm already in trouble because it's garbage day tomorrow, and I I I I did some geek trash, and I found like a ton. Jane is not happy, I'm sure. I found a ton of old, not old, but of Pokemon cards, like a whole bunch of Pokemon cards, and that someone was kind enough to actually put them in little plastic bags. Unfortunately, I guess they didn't seal the plastic bags, or more likely, some jerky soul went through them already. And pulled out the good ones and left the bags open. So there was a little bit of dampness on some of them, but there's some fun one. There's some fun ones, some nice, silvery Dunsparce, and they're, while not the best condition, they are, like, I wondered about like starting like a secondary market for Pokemon cards for parents who can't afford to get into the stupidity of the cost of some of these cards, and just put together like a few little decks and stuff, like maybe some like little sort of like random picks of cards in not perfect condition but meant for kids. Because half the problem I found was that if you got a really nice card, you'd want to seal it all up and put it in plastic, and of course the kids don't. They want to play with it. There was one that I found the other day that I thought was really cute. It's a birthday Pokemon. Let me see if I can find this. It was a birthday Pokemon, which I just loved. And of course, it's actually, the birthday Pokemons are actually worth a little bit of money, not a huge amount, but they're worth a little bit more than a lot of the other cards, unless it's damaged. Now, damaged, of course, also means that they wrote their name on it, which I just thought was so cute. They've got, someone had written their date of birth on. There you go. There it's it. So this is the Pokemon birthday edition. And the idea, of course, because the card has a place for it, is to write your birth date on there. And so they did, which I think is, of course they should. That's what these cards are meant for. But it was funny because my son was like, well, it's not worth anything if someone's written anything on it. I was like, well, that's true, but I still think it's great. It's just a cute card. Anyways, right now I would say, honestly, if you were collecting cards, I'd collect Pokemon over Magic the Gathering right now, even though I prefer the style and the art of the Magic the Gathering cards right now. The Pokemon cards, they just come. They're like Disney. Every 7 years, a new generation discovers them, and they're worth something. And Hasbro has just made it so prohibitively expensive for the Magic the Gathering. Although now that we've got Project Game Face up and running, woohoo, Gimpy! I was saying to Lance that we should probably play some Magic again, because that's a perfect game for that. There's a few nice looking silvery cards in here. I don't know that they're worth anything, but and like I say, wouldn't it be kind of fun to just be able, like, as a parent, to go like, I don't understand Pokemon cards. I don't want to spend $1,000 on Pokemon cards. I've got, there were other people in the neighborhood I know who would buy cards that they knew were ripoffs. Like, they would just buy because they couldn't afford the real ones, and the kids just wanted cards and they didn't know the difference. I wouldn't know the difference in many cases, but I got, look at this. I got stacks of these cards from, like, look at this. Look at that. That's from the garbage. That's geek trash, kids. I love geek trash. It's my favorite. Garbage day is one of my favorite days of the freaking week, because I go around. Where are they now? They should have, like, this Jason Momoa's in the latest Fast and the Furious. Rachel Luttrell whose daughter is starring in massive movies, and David Hewlett, Rodney McKay, he's in your trash. He's right now. He's actually in your garbage can right now, looking through for tech that he can rework, or Pokemon cards. So there you go. And you know what? I couldn't be prouder. I love it. I was talking to this wonderful person the other day. I probably shouldn't mention names, but someone who I was hoping to do I am hoping to do some education stuff with. And she said, wait a second, you hang out with like spider people and entomologists and science communicators and like nerds online instead of hanging out with Bradley Cooper? And I was like, why would I hang out with Bradley Cooper? He doesn't know anything about science, does he? So I just thought it was kind of funny. I guess some people think that everybody who's in the film industry all hang out together for some reason, and that for some reason that's completely removed from the world of science, which I just love. I love it. Look at this. That's good looking. I mean, this is not science, obviously, but this is just part of the old recycling thing, isn't it? Or as my wife would call it, hoarding. Hoarding, I think, would be the term that you would like to use for that. Larvesta, nice hollow Larvesta there, and yeah, I mean, like this is the thing is I don't know that I would worry about collecting these cards, but I would certainly, some of them could be. I mean, who knows? Some of them could be worth something, I suppose. But it's I just think it's fun having them. I love being able to flick through the cards. Think about the physical cards. I find really just kind of fun. All right, cancel that. Did we say? Let me just make sure I've got this out for everybody. I'm going to delete that. Delete. I'm going to send that though. That's being edited. Very good. That's out there. Maybe I should just do the same on the other server as well, just in case. Just in case. TechMan's voice live. Very good. Vipeup is currently in voice. Oh, Vipup's there. Okay, good. Let's get in there and see if I can say hello. Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, and now send it now, and let's get back into the old voice chat. Let's go talk to Vipeup. Hello, Vipeup. Hello, Vipeup. Oh, he's gone. He was there. He left. I scared him off. It's the voice of God. What happened is I came in. I scared him off, didn't I? There was Vipeup was in here. I know. I can. So there you go, Vipeup. You've definitely. I can prove that you were here for it. Hey, Vipeup. Yo.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, what happens is I pressed the wrong button on the stream deck. I had my mic muted because sometimes my dad likes to come downstairs and just yell random stuff, and I don't want you guys to hear that.
Nice. What does he yell about? Homework?
No, he just not even homework. He just likes to just come down and make random noises and stuff.
What? You find that embarrassing? That's what I do that to my son all the time. There's nothing wrong with that.
I want him to swear and then get me in trouble.
Oh, I see. That's all right. I swear sometimes too. Baz actually told me, begged me not to cheer for him while he was playing soccer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Why?
because apparently I'm embarrassing when I do that. But what's funny is his girlfriend cheered instead and embarrassed him. So I was like, see, there you go. If I don't do it, someone else will.
So he got embarrassed either way.
As long as he's embarrassed, my work is done, basically,
Yeah.
right? How are you, Vipeup?
Doing pretty good.
You might be interested in this. I got all of the abstracts. You know what I mean by the abstract? The description of the science projects in a science fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to do this. You've written this already. So I got a description of all of the years and the region that it was from and the abstract itself. And I've compiled, so it's like about 12,000 records of different science projects from the year 2005 up to now, basically. And I am analyzing them now, trying to figure out if there's any patterns to what people have been experimenting with over the years. Isn't that kind of cool?
That's really cool.
Wouldn't that be neat? Because I just feel like...
I feel like volcanoes are going to be a big thing.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder. Should I look up volcanoes and see if volcanoes are in there? I think I might be able to do that. Actually, you know what? I should do this another day when I've actually got it set up. But when I've got it set up, I can actually show it to you. What I did, I took a Python program and I scraped a bunch of websites. I ended up basically just using the Canada-wide science fair stuff because I felt that was a group I understood, and I thought, well, it may be better to. When you get into the international ones, it just gets really complicated. There's different ones from all over the place, and I can't tell what school levels they are and everything. The Canadian one sort of made sense to me, but there were a bunch that came up. Magnetic motor was a big one for some reason, and I'm curious to know how that works. What I've been doing is, so the Python program went onto the website, scraped the data I needed, put it into a comma separated file, and then I ran another Python thing on it. And what it does is it breaks down, it sticks together all of the words in the abstracts. and then it counts all of the words, and then it groups together words by 2 words in a row, or 3 words in a row, or 4 words in a row, and then it basically ranks those as to the ones that are most popular to get you a better sense of what people are talking about. Because like if you just hear experiment, you're like, that doesn't tell me much. Experiments are very popular at science fairs. That doesn't help you much. But if you hear, plant experiment or experiment on plant or whatever, like you get a better sense of what's going on. But so the idea was, I just thought, if we know what people are interested in at your age now, we could probably get a sense of where we think science, what are the areas of science that will probably develop given that sense of interest, right? You know what I mean? Was there anything, even at your local science fair, did you see any where you're like, oh, there's like 4 of those? Was it volcanoes?
There's a bunch of electricity and air.
Oh, really? What kind of air? You mean like air pollution or air?
Like wind powered.
Wind power. Ah, so a lot of planet saving stuff. Is it environmental? Are they concerned about like the planet type thing? Is it?
I think it's just like
just cheap energy.
Like I saw one where it was just I think it's just cheap energy.
Mm. Did you see the stack of Pokemon cards I got?
No. What years are they from?
I don't know. I truly don't know.
Look at pick one up and then look at the bottom, and there should be a little number.
All right, they're so small. The numbers are so small though. Okay, so I'm taking this one. I've got a Joltik. A hollow Joltik of some sort. And it says, oh, I can't tell, 2020.
2020. So you have newer cards. That's cool.
Yeah, I think they are mostly newer cards.
Have you looked through them all?
No, not all of them. It just started. Is it 2022? Yeah, it looks like they're all 2020 by the looks of it, or the majority of them are anyway.
Oh, wow. I just got back into Pokemon and stuff. I went to this big Pokemon card thing, and I got like $40 worth of Pokemon.
What did you buy? Did you buy separate single cards, or did you buy like just
single cards? I just bought ones that I thought looks cool, or like.
What was that? Did someone like crush you while you were talking?
I died in the game and I got scared.
Oh, okay. That was like such a physical response. It's like, ah! It's like you literally got killed in the game. Yeah, the Pokemon stuff. I gotta say, I get kind of excited about the Pokemon because I feel like there's. It still feels.
Find one that you don't like and rip it to make sure it's real. Like make.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, how do I tell? So if I find,
rip it and there should be black in the. If there's no black in the inside and the materials feel cheap, then it's probably fake. But if there's black, then they're real.
How do I know what doesn't matter? How do I know which cards don't matter?
Does it feel
like a snow run? A basic snow run. There's probably a lot of those, right?
Just let me see what if it's year, and then try to find that you have a double of. Like, just look through and find.
Okay, it's all right. So that I know that I've got more than one of them. That's good. That's smart. I mean, I've got a bunch of energy cards.
Yeah, no. I feel like an energy wouldn't be too.
They're not going to be worth anything, are they?
Yeah.
I've got multiple energy. Oh, but they've got numbers. They've got these weird numbers on them, though. Oh, look at that. There's like an energy. Look, I don't know if you can see, but there's an energy with a 27 on it, and then there's an energy with a 3 on it. I'm wondering if maybe it's not a good idea to rip that one. All right, I'm looking for doubles. Looking for doubles. Here we go. What have I got? Energy. That's an energy without anything on it. There you go. Okay. Well, but that actually looks different. Wait a second. So that's Pokemon 2020. Okay, here we go. Boy, I'd be really disappointed if these were all fake. So you're saying if I tear it in half, so I just tear it in half?
Try to do it at a slight angle.
A slight angle. Like diagonal across the card?
Like grip it and then like pull if you can, because that like makes it so you can see it really easily.
All right, slight diagonal.
Or just
oh my God, they're really hard to tear. Oh.
Okay, just try tearing it in half if it's not working. Is there a little black layer that you can see?
It's hard to tell. Oh yeah.
So
yeah, there is.
You have real cards. You have real cards.
Yeah, there's just a slight. Oh God, I wish there's such a bad. This camera sucks. What is going on? This camera's the worst quality. But you can see like a slight. Yeah, it almost looks like there's a layer of ash between the cards, between the layers of the
Another thing
cards.
is it is holographic.
Hmm.
Use a light and shine it through. If it shines through the holographic, it's fake, and if it doesn't, it's real.
Huh. Okay. Because the other thing I find hard to tell is they say, like, look at the back. And sometimes I find the ball looks more squished and sometimes it doesn't, even on real cards.
Oh, so you can tell that the colors are different if it's fake.
Hmm.
There's a really easy tell.
Yeah, I think that's a real card. It's also got the
Find a real one, like one that you know for 100% is real, and like play around with it, and then you should probably be able to tell if it's real or fake.
Yeah, there's definitely a layer of black between this for sure. For sure. If you can see
Don't rip every single
I've ripped
card,
every card. Every card is ripped in half to prove that they're real and valuable. No, I'm not going to tear them all. They're very smart, very wise, very wise. Do you keep yours? Like, how do you keep yours? What do you do with your cards to keep them like fresh?
I have them in a little plastic sleeve.
Oh, you do. I do the plastic sleeves too. Yeah.
I like Pokemon, but I stopped getting all the cards.
What was that?
I stopped getting all the cards.
Because it's just too expensive.
Yeah, and because I have no money because I don't have a job.
Oh my god! Like I am I'm not buying Magic the Gathering cards anymore because they're too expensive. I bought Baz a few.
I'm guessing the pack that you saw. I'm guessing that's around I'm gonna say more than $100 worth of Pokemon.
That I just picked up in the garbage. You think?
Yep.
They're not in great condition though. They're definitely used. Like they feel a little frayed, if that makes sense. Just a little, like they feel like they've been used to play, not to collect, if that makes sense. But who cares? I mean, like that's whatever. So
you could probably just post it on like Facebook Marketplace saying full Pokemon collection.
100%, brand new, untouched, except for all the other stuff. Do you buy? I only buy. The only place I've ever bought separate single cards from was a place called Toad and Troll or something.
I found a metal card.
Ooh, really? We got a really cool gold one.
Those.
We got a really cool gold one. What's like you found a metal one at your what was the place you went to buy them?
It was this big like expo, so it's not here all year round.
So it was like a New Brunswick like Comic-Con type thing, only for cards.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool. It
was basically nerd stuff.
Really? Everyone's a nerd about something? I mean, Baz is all geeking out about soccer now. All he talks about, he's got soccer stats and all this kind of stuff. He's all like totally into it. And he said that not a lot of people in Canada are into soccer. And I said, well, then you could lead the way because I guarantee you everyone's going to be into soccer in no time at all. You wait. We got a great women's team. We've got, the men's team well, we don't have much of a men's team, but there's a lot of I just think there's a lot of room for growth with the Canadian soccer team. So, do you do any sports cards? I used to do hockey cards, but I didn't.
No, but I know my dad has a lot of them.
I never used. I only collected them because everyone else was. Ew. Okay, I found a card that has something stuck to the back of it.
Booger.
Oh God, you don't think so, do you? Might be. Oh.
If you find an Umbreon, that's a cool card that a lot of people like.
What's it called?
Umbreon.
Umbreon. I think I saw one of those. Umbreon. I mean, they've got everything. I mean, they got a ton of stuff. That's the other thing about living in a posh neighborhood like I live in is that they usually have the garbage is usually good picking, right? Oh.
All our garbage here has garbage. No fun
Oh, really?
stuff.
I'm amazed at the stuff I find in the garbage. And I wish I had like a better way of like I have no way to carry it home. So often I'll go home to get the cart and come back and it's already gone or whatever. But I found like
Oh wait, my dad just sent me an article on how to tell if a Pokemon card is fake.
Oh, cool. Oh, great. What does it say? Anything I should know? Anything else? Anything new?
I'm gonna quickly go through.
They should just say, ask your friends under the age of 15. That's what they should say. That's how you know.
If you see cardboard fluff sticking to the edge of the card, that means it might be fake.
Right, because it's not sealed properly. That makes sense. Okay.
The font can have a difference.
It makes sense.
There might be some spelling mistakes and.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh look, it's a Pokemon.
By the way,
pictures.
yeah, the microphone is on, just so you know.
Yeah, it shows pictures to show you how to tell if it's fake or whatever. And
It's so hard to tell from pictures, though, don't you find? Like, I mean, some
A
of them
lot
are
of them
really good. Some of the fakes are really, really good. Ooh, what's a
yeah, but
Salandit? That's a cool looking card. I've never seen that before.
Is Salandit the one that can only be female?
That must be a new one, because I don't know that. Oh, thank you, Gippy G. Are you in the chat, Gippy G, or are you just cheering away? He's just throwing coins around now that he's famous. That's what happens. Did you see Gippy G's Google presentation? Five Pup?
Oh yeah, I also put that in the biography.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, the teacher got angry because I put my voice into it, but I just said, "Uh-oh."
Oh, that's great.
I
That's
didn't
fantastic.
fix it. She wanted me to fix it and like get rid of the voice, so I just kind of said, no, thank you."
What, you mean because you had as a commentary, or it was like a
Because
or was it a mistake?
because I instead of just like doing the monotone voice, I actually put in my voice.
Oh, you were supposed to do
into
like
it.
a business voice?
No, they
Local
just don't.
maker.
For some reason, they just don't like when you like actually like what you're doing it on. They just want you to be bored.
Really? I sometimes wonder about that. Like I remember thinking at school, like, if I'm enjoying myself, does that mean I'm not doing it right? You know?
That is how our English teacher acts.
English is a tough one because I remember having an argument with my English teacher because I remember saying, like, well, what if they didn't write it with all those things in mind? Like, what if they just wrote it because they wanted to write that story? What if they weren't thinking about the history at the time and all this kind of stuff? But then I mean, later on, I sort of got to understand that maybe that's not important. It's more about it's what we can get out of it. But I was like, there was a poem and they were like, well, this is what they meant. And I was like, how do you know? He's dead. Like, they're like, no, it's been, academics have studied this for years. And I was like, well, what if they got it wrong? Like, why am I learning this? Like, can't I just like the poem? Because it rhymes and it's funny or it's sad or whatever. I was not a good kid at school, I'm afraid.
But that is one of the things I hate. I hate examining poems. I just can't do it.
Unless they're good. There's some. Have you read some of them are like they read like horror stories. Like some of them are really cool. It's just about finding the right ones though. Like, there's one.
I
Hey,
just want to say we had poems and I did them all about the same thing because it's just easy.
So I get mad at Baz about always doing the easy thing.
But she gave it a good mark, so I just kind of said, "Yay!" And didn't say that I did it the easiest thing.
I think it's one of those things that I feel like school. Well, let's go back to the poems for a second. If you find a cool poem, there are some very cool poems out there. One of them
they made it do like cookie cutter poems, so I just kind of didn't put any work into it.
There was one, Robert Frost, the two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. That I remember reading that when I was probably around your age and going like, I want to take the road less traveled by. Like, remember like consciously thinking, okay, everyone's going to go down that route. I want to go a different route. I remember thinking that because of a poem, and I thought that was, wow, there's the power of a poem. You know what I mean? But in other words, it was just a poem that allowed me to feel like I was, somehow superior. Yeah, I do. To me, the problem with English was if I didn't like the book, I didn't like the English. Simple as that.
Oh, but I also got into the Pokemon games recently. I've just gone all Pokemon. I'm trying to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a 3DS now.
Okay, we'll get. I think we might have one. Let me have a look. Wow. We may have one kicking around. Let me have a look. You mean the handheld one?
Yeah.
You have to make
3DS has like joysticks and stuff.
You have to make Baz a deal of some sort. He probably won't part with it without some cash, but I'm sure we could figure something out. What was I going to say? So one of my favorite business podcasts. Well, it used to be one of my favorite podcasts.
I just want to say something. I don't want to take it because they have gone up to like $500 for one.
What? Seriously?
Yeah. They went off market and now they're really, really expensive.
You know what else is weird that's gone off market, which I never would have thought of? You know those locks that you can lock by using directions?
Yeah.
They're almost sold out everywhere now because they've apparently stopped making them. I guess there was a problem with them. I don't think people were. I think there was probably a flaw with them, or there was some kind of problem.
Yeah, those are very easy to lockpick.
But escape rooms use them, right? Because they're great locks for escape rooms. because you could do all sorts of puzzles about left, right, and up and down, and use nautical terms or whatever. I was looking into it because of that.
Cool. That'd actually be cool. Make a poem and then have the answer in the poem.
Yeah, see, there you go. See, there's a creative way of doing poetry stuff that's actually interesting. Like have a poem as a riddle. I bet you there were poems that were done as riddles, like during the war and stuff, to send information to the enemy and stuff. I wonder if that exists. That'd be a fun poem to look at. See, like, why don't people do that at school? Why don't they come up with cool things to do? Sorry, they do. I know they do. Elizabeth with a Z is gonna get mad at me for saying.
Or like also have like spelling errors that could be like a hint or something.
So I've got an escape room, an online escape room thing that I just signed up for because I just like the look of the company. And the first thing you have to do is hack their password. They send you a letter saying, "Thanks for coming. Here's the information, but we don't have the password." So you've got to figure out how to get the password to get into the puzzle to start the whole game. And I thought that was kind of cool. Because we're doing so Lance and Jen and I are going to talk tomorrow about escape room stuff, about like how to sort of start, what our first steps need to be, and not even just basically just get me on track because I'm so good at being off track, to start doing some escape room stuff. But I love the idea of a poem though, like a poem that has a pattern in it. Like it could even just be like a poem, and the last letter of every line are the letters that you put into the lock or whatever, because they have those letter locks as well, right?
I actually think that'd be very obvious, but like if you somehow put like if you make like a 20-page essay that they have to read in every single
20 pages, but that's like, what, are you gonna give them homework in the escape room?
Yes, that is the exact.
Yes, I'm being cruel.
That is what we are trying to do.
Really, you're trying to make. Yeah, I see. It was funny.
The longer they stay in the escape room, the more money they have to pay me.
Well, if that's the way it goes, but usually what they're trying to do is get you out of the escape room, because one of the things that I find interesting is the economics of escape rooms, right? Because like, you've only got one room. It can only have, let's say, maybe 6 people in there. And like, what do you do if the team takes an awful long time and you've already booked someone else to come in? Or what if they get through it really quickly and you're like, crap, we're not ready for them yet. Like, there's so many logistics about it. I talked to Let's Talk Science, which is a group here, amazing charity that is, I mean, it's kind of like a grown-up version of Tech Bandits, where they actually come up with lots of projects for schools and things. But I was talking to Bonnie, who runs it, about our escape room stuff, and she was like, the first question she asked, which I thought was fascinating, was like, she goes, "What do you mean by escape room?" And I just assumed everyone knew what an escape room was, but apparently they don't. Like, have you ever done an escape room, Five Pop?
Yeah.
And you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I actually did a Pokemon escape room back where I used to live.
Seriously? A Pokemon? That's kind of genius. A Pokemon escape room?
Oh, yeah.
I guess you don't, and do you not get nailed for copyrights on that? You could have like, oh my God, you could have cards up on the, oh, that's good. That is good. But you see what I mean?
Did I just give you a good idea?
You did. It's true. It's true. You did. Where do I send the residual checks? Yeah, a Pokemon version would be kind of fun, because you could do things like, you have to find all the cards to get, maybe you have to collect a certain number of, well, what would you do? I would say, yeah.
Or just make it so only the best fans can play the game. Like talk about Soul Silver's Red Gyarados. Oh wait,
see,
my dad's
that's
talking.
like
I'm gonna quickly mute the mic because I don't know what he's talking about. 1 second.
That's like a different language to me. That's interesting though. So you could have like expert escape rooms for people who, like, you could have different levels of, you could have like beginner Pokemon ones that maybe even taught you how to play Pokemon or understand Pokemon as a game, as part of the escape room. And then you could
also use the typings.
What do you mean?
Oh,
like what?
Like
what?
Water type is better against fire type. How?
Which I never got right.
Dark is better against ghosts and stuff like that.
How do you tell? Like, I mean, and then they've got fairy now as well, and they've got what's the other one?
What you have to do is you have to remember.
What?
Steel.
I suck at remembering.
It's not metal. It's steel type. And
Is it steel type? See?
Rock is weak to water. I only remember like
ones you use.
I only remember 1 or 2 weaknesses. Like I know.
Are you playing it though? Like, are you playing like? Ooh, what's that? Ooh, I found a good one.
I only really. Oh, look.
A silver
Show it to
tool
the camera.
jammer. Have you ever heard of this?
Show it to the camera.
What's a tool jammer?
Oh, I just like the Pokemon. I don't like the trainers or stuff, but that
You
does
don't?
look kind of cool.
Doesn't that look cool? It's it says it's a attach a Pokemon tool to one of your Pokemon that doesn't already have a Pokemon tool. As long as the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot. I don't even remember that anymore. Pokemon tools.
Active spot is the playing one, like, because you have, I'm pretty sure 6 in your party, or that might just be in the games. But you have a few in a party, and then you throw one out, and then you want to use the moves on that guy, and then there's weakness and resistance, and it's just fun to play.
You can play any number of items with this.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. That makes it so.
Hey, Baz! I was just going through the Pokemon cards with Vipup.
Oh, nice.
The Baz has returned from how his work.
I don't know if it
You
is.
didn't go.
It's only 4.
You're grounded for life.
It's not even 4, Dad.
You're grounded for life.
It's not even 4.
Why aren't you going?
I asked him if he needed me to go, and then he said it's.
Baz is looking off to the side when he's talking to me, which means that he's lying.
I asked him if he needed to go.
Now he's trying to look me in the
Fine,
eyes,
there you go.
but he's having a hard time because he's
Okay.
smiling. Yeah.
You're being ass. Man City versus Real Madrid semifinals.
Oh, that's the real answer. So
But
when
I
does
asked
that?
him if he needed me, and he said it's not busy tonight.
When does it start?
It's already started. It's in halftime right now. Man City 2 up. Let's go.
All right.
Go
Okay.
Man City.
All right. Maybe you could make some tea for us.
Okay, I'll make some tea.
But that. Look at
Go
me.
Man
Look at you.
City.
Come home. I immediately put you to work like some kind of a servant. I was gonna say slave, but I don't feel like comfortable saying that anymore. I feel like that's a word we shouldn't use anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Vipup has got right back into Pokemon and is looking to get a 3DS. Do we have one?
Yeah.
Okay. He said that
I think we do.
they're worth something now.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why you're nervous about me
I was
saying.
nervous about you.
You thought I was
asking
gonna go,
exactly
hey.
why don't you give it?
Yeah.
It is a Dreamcast limited edition Mario and Luigi. Like,
It is?
sleeper one, yeah.
Is that?
I did sell all my games.
And you'd sell all your games?
I sold all my games.
You sold all your games?
Yes.
Oh, that sucks. Oh yeah, you made a bit of money doing that, though, didn't you?
Made a little bit. Well, that's why I afforded
Hey,
my
a
Switch.
Mighty Ina. They've got some new ones that I don't remember from before.
Mighty Ina's in the old gen. It's gen.
Pretty sure that's Gen 5.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's Gen 4. It's
Yeah, Gen 5, Gen 4.
I can't remember what gen it is. It's old though.
Well, you should find out what that
It's,
3DS is worth, and maybe maybe Tech Bandits can. I don't know. Whatever. What have I got? Bug trainers? No, nothing exciting there. Oh, a nice looking, a Yveltal.
Oh, that's cool. I'm pretty sure that is a dark type.
Legendary?
And a professor's research. What's that?
Oh, yeah,
Ooh, that's a
legendary.
special 25 one. What does that mean? Do you know what that means? When it's got a 25 on it?
I'm pretty sure that just means it's like fancier than a normal one. Like I'm pretty sure that means it's rare or super. I don't know.
All right, I'm just gonna give my son a hug, and then I'm going to come back. All right. Good to see you, buddy. I'll be up. I won't be too long. I'm pretty worn out today, actually. All right. See you soon. You're welcome to stay if you want to. But do you want to look at the cards? See if there's anything worth.
No, it's fair.
What's this one worth?
I don't know.
What's it called? We're gonna look up one of the cards.
It's worth nothing.
What? Are you sure it's worth nothing?
Yeah, it's
Come on, let me look it up. What's it called?
Horrible quality.
What's it called?
Professor Research,
Pro-
23rd of 25.
Professor Research
23rd of 25.
Pokemon card price. Look at that. It's like people are already looking it up.
23rd of 25.
How many thousands of dollars?
It's the
That's wait. Is it?
Not
The,
even
No,
what
I'm,
year is
I'm
it?
kidding. It's the wrong one. I'm looking at the wrong one. They always bring up the ones that are really expensive, and then you go like, and then you're like, no,
that
it's
one's
not.
like a buck.
Because Professor Research is worth a lot.
Is it?
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm pretty sure the real one is 2,000.
oh really? No, this is talking about like $50.
No, it's not.
PSA though. This is not. This is not PSA 10.
10.
We're probably ungraded at 83 cents. That's my guess.
And in bad quality.
Shut up, bad quality. Oh yeah, it's got like a fingerprint on
Look
it.
at the back.
Look at your bag. Oh yeah, it's a bit scratched up, I guess. You're not the boss of me. I think it's worth a fortune. I think I could get 83 cents for this. But still, that's 83 cents that I didn't have to because Dr. McKay was in someone's garbage.
And you're never going to sell it. So
And I'm never going to sell it anyways. That's so true. My wife always laughs at me that I always collect these things. I never sell them.
like those.
What if I sold all of my... Those are unopened, though.
Yeah, but you're never going to sell them.
No, because you save them until they're worth more money. As it turns out, they're probably just going to be worth less money because I imagine the gathering cards are not keeping their...
Why do you break one? What's this?
What?
This poor card.
That was to test to see if it was if they were real or not. Vipup and his dad were walking us through how to do it. Hmm?
Can I rip a card?
No, I've already ripped the card.
This one.
Don't you rip Professor stuff. Oh my God, he was gonna rip Professor Research.
Where's my nice cards? Where are my good cards?
You can't have them anymore. You don't deserve them.
What? They're my cards.
No, because you're the worst son I've ever had.
What?
Yep, it's true. You're also the
I
best son
gotta
I've
take
ever
this
had.
then.
But
Well, I'll make a good trade. Here, I'll take this one then.
no, put that back. So Baz has I've got an unopened box of the Dungeons and Dragons Forgotten Realms, but the special ones, the whatever they're called, the collector boosters. Ooh, what team yells cheer? What about that? That's pretty cool. Nice foil. They're all
Nothing, Dad.
They're all
There's
nothing,
a
apparently.
hockey card.
What? There's one hockey card.
Horton's hockey card.
There was a hockey card in there as well. I don't know why. I got
His
their
name
bags.
Tim Horton?
I guess Tim Hortons had a whole bunch of cards for a while then.
Well, there's his name isn't on this, so I think no, his name is Tim Horton.
No, that's the Tim Horton card.
His name is Tim Horton.
Oh yeah, Tim Horton was a hockey player, wasn't he?
Yes.
Wasn't he?
His name is Tim Horton.
That was
I'm
Tim
an
Horton?
Idiot all the time, Dad.
No. I thought, oh my God, it is Tim Horton.
Jesus Christ.
When did he play? He was born January the 12th, 1930.
Look at us.
Wow. Okay.
That would have been a good card then if it wasn't.
It's all bashed up pretty bad.
Ooh.
But it's
I
also
think I'm a Wii U now.
no, it's a Timmy Ho card. That's probably a promotional card that they do. They probably have hundreds of Timmy Ho ones, don't they? I haven't seen anything else really exciting, but I wouldn't know if there was a good card in here, even if it jumped up and
Surprised if
bit
they
me.
were given since they're the collector series.
They do have the collector series. It's true. What collector series?
This is called collector series.
Oh, but they're all collector series when it comes to those things, isn't it? Aren't they? Aren't like that's the whole point of hockey cards. Collect them. They don't play games with them or anything.
Google Tim Horton card price.
Oh, so you're looking them up now?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you're more interested in that because he's all sporty now. That's right. That Baz is all about sports
Oh.
now. He's like a sports kid now. Yeah,
Oh,
he's like a
speaking of
jock.
sports, the Man City match.
Oh yeah, you don't forget your Man City match. Dude, I'll come up. I'll be up.
TFC's on tonight.
I think I'm gonna come up around 5, so I'll be about an hour.
TFC's on tonight as well, 7:30.
TFC, but they lose all the time.
Yeah, well, they're facing the New York somethings.
The New York somethings.
Is the New York like they look like Red Bull, but they're not.
They look like Red Bull.
Oh no, it is the New York Red Bull.
All right, so we're watching soccer tonight. We're not watching Forged in Fire. Has anyone been watching Forged in Fire? It's so good.
I haven't watched the newer episodes. I've watched all the old ones.
That's all we've been watching, all the old ones. It will kill. Isn't it cool? I love the way he says that. It will kill, or it will cut. Yeah, it's kind of fun. It makes me want to get. Doesn't it make you want to get a forge?
It makes me want to get a
Yeah, it is the New
katana.
York Red Bulls.
Makes you want to get a sword, but not do the work. Damn you, kids! I really want to get a forge and do some forging. Baz and I think Jane's a little nervous. I'm going to burn the place down. I was like, honey, I could have burned the place down doing anything. Why would forging be any worse? What's up?
I was reading chat.
What do we got? Precisely tuned.
Wow. Doing pretty good.
MIB operative. What am I doing pretty well at?
The views.
What?
I was surprised.
My son comes down and is surprised that anybody is listening. I think that's what I think.
No, I didn't expect
Huh,
80.
I'm surprised. There's 80 people?
Yeah.
Really?
What happened to this?
Did someone must have like raided or something then?
No, it's probably.
Did I miss a raid?
No, you didn't miss a raid.
It is so stupid teaching in passive voice. Almost every vocation uses active tense now. So true.
But it says here, by the way.
Where? What?
All your notifications are here.
What notifications?
Your stream notification. Like,
Oh, we're right there.
GeekTrash
But they're
Pokemon.
way over there. I don't look that far that way.
Well, maybe then lower the tab or something, or maybe just look around the screen.
Top Trumps were the card game. That's right. We used to do Top Trumps
I
as well.
love
But
it.
that
I
was
love Top
way
Trumps.
older than me.
Why don't you just do this?
Oh, watch my drink. Don't you knock my drink over on my computer. Oh, my God. Comes home, causes chaos. What are you doing?
Can't you just pop this?
You got to break something. He's breaking something. What? He's clicking things. Oh.
No, you can see it better.
I was trying to pretend to be frozen. You moved me.
Why is Someone just subscribed, Dad.
What?
Why is your subscribe thing Mordekaiser?
Why did they subscribe? What?
Thank you, Snorlax.
Snorlax is not a laxative.
What a
It's true.
great name.
Isn't that great? I thought that was kind of cool.
What
Snorlax.
the
We've seen Snorlax before, haven't we?
Break this up.
Hewlett Eyebrows and Forge. Best stream ever. Good point, Gippy G. Good point.
Break
Gippy
it.
G, are you on the chat? Where are you just texting today or MIB operative? MIB operative says while I have David Hewlett here reading chat, your performance in Graveyard Rats was incredible. Thank you very much. It was a great show. Dude, do you not think that could end in disaster? All I see, I just saw it out of the corner of the stream. These like pathetic little punches.
I'm gonna go practice.
Practice what?
Football.
Oh, you gonna go play soccer?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay. We need lettuce and we need juice.
Practice football. Play soccer.
You gonna go watch football by practicing? Or,
Play.
like, are you gonna go to the park and play? Yeah.
They did the lawn. It's really nice. It's
Oh, they did. Okay.
We flattened it.
All right. So you gonna go there now?
No. I'm gonna go make food.
Making food?
Yes.
What do I get? Cup of tea.
I'm gonna have a frozen dinner.
I get a cup of dinner. I get a cup of dinner. Cup of tea, right?
Do you get a cup?
Don't I get a cup of tea? Isn't that how you show your love and respect for your father? I think it is. I'm pretty sure that's how you do it. Cup of dinner. So, thank you. Jonathan MLH is way too quick to pick up on my mistakes. Way too quick. My hair is waving. Yes, my hair is. There's a lot of. My hair is doing a lot of things. This whole white hair thing, this whole gray hair thing, it goes everywhere. I can't hear you if you're insulting me.
General Tao chicken?
What?
General Tao?
Ooh, that's like a spicy chicken. Yeah.
We're gonna make pierogies. Gnocchi.
There's gnocchi up there as well. Whatever you want. We got to figure, if you want something for dinner, you can pick it out. A cup of dinner, so soup. Damn clever. Do you like Murchie's tea? I don't know if I do. I like,
Wait, can I just put on the kettle and leave it, or do you need to actually need it?
well, I don't know. Will the kettle instantly make me a cup of tea?
Will it make you a good father?
If you, well, what? No, nothing will make me a good father. I would say if you could put the kettle on and then once the kettle's boiled, put it into a pot with the tea and then wait and then wait and then you pour it and then you bring it down to me with some milk in it. That would probably be the best way to do it. No, I'm going to be less than an hour now. So you know what? You can just put the kettle on for me. Lazy brat. Love you. They're Canadian. They have lots of blah, 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 blah blends. What do we have? So we used to get Sainsbury's red label tea. Red bag tea.
Wait, you put milk in tea?
You don't?
That sounds weird to me. Putting like.
That's the only way
li-
the Brits drink it, is it? Do Brits drink tea without milk in it? I've only ever drunk tea with milk. It was weird to me that people drank tea without milk.
Never heard of tea without milk in it, because that's like grass with.
Oh
milk
God,
in it.
yeah, that's what? No, it's like, no, it's wonderful. It's the drink of life, tea. Yeah, I mean iced tea. I wouldn't want like a milky iced tea. Although I guess milky iced tea is basically like that boba stuff, isn't it? Milk in tea is very British. I didn't know that. Earl Grey doesn't have any milk. Yes, it does. I have Earl Grey. I have yeah. So I use the Sainsbury's Red. But honestly, Yorkshire Gold. Yorkshire Gold is my favorite tea now. I think right now I go through phases, but Yorkshire Gold is the one for me. Milk and tea just gives me stomach ache for some reason. Well, that could be the lactose. Tea alone is fine. Milk alone is fine. But every time I drink tea with milk, I get fluffed up. I feel that may be too TMI, a little too much information for us. I don't want about fluffed up. Okay, sugar, no sugar. Not normally sugar, but sometimes on a rainy, cold day when I'm feeling a little bit grim, I put a bit of sugar in my tea and it's delicious. Then it becomes like a dessert. Raymond, thank you very much. Raymond202 following. I live in Yorkshire, not far from the factory. Well, Auntie Static, do you get a deal on the tea? Should I be bugging you? Should, hey, you got an inside track on the Yorkshire tea? I don't think I've been to Yorkshire. Add that to my list. So the plan is, apparently, this is according to my son, that when he's finished high school, which is in 2 years' time, we are packing all of this up and saying goodbye to Canada, and we are going to Warwickshire, and I am going to buy a pig, and I'm going to call that pig Tractor, and I'm going to get a tractor, and I'm going to paint it pink, and I will be that weird guy from America in the village. That's my plan. We have a river. There's a river on our property. It's all a floodplain, so it just all goes underwater during the rainy season. Not the house, thank God. Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe we'll start like a glamping thing or something. I thought, camping with internet. That's that kind of thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm really excited. Like I keep saying to Jane I'm retired. She's like, well, it doesn't really work that way. I said, you can't just say you're retired. She's like, no, you have to actually plan for it. So apparently you have to do that. I was like, well, we'll just sell the house and I'll spend the money on fun things. Anyways, it is always rainy season. It's true. Hopefully your house is on stilts. Yeah, well, it may have to be eventually. Then I can have a forge in the farm. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, because having a forge in Toronto is difficult. And also having a forge in my garage is dangerous. But having a forge in England, I could be like, there was a forest fire in England. We don't normally get them. That would be me. What do we got? Official website. Oh, thank you. Okay, who wants a free subscription to David I. Hewlett? Let me know. What does that even mean? What's a free subscription to David Hewlett? Okay, rain's enough to not be an issue, to be fair. I think the thing about... Yeah, that's true. It rains enough that you're probably not going to have a forest fire in England. It's... I've done... I think we've done about a year in Warwickshire at one stage while we were staying with Jane's dad while he was... he'd broken his leg and we were moving him down to the main floor to stop him from wandering upstairs. Not to stop him. He had his complete faculties the entire time. But we were just worried that maybe he was pushing things a bit hard. So we sort of rearranged the house and did a little renovation and stuff just to get him all on one floor. And so we were there for about a year. It was lovely because Baz got to hang out with he knew Gramps. He knew Papa because of that. And which is just something you can't. He would have missed out on otherwise. So we got to hang out there for a while. So I think I've seen all the seasons there. I was surprised at how hot the summers have become because I don't remember that as from a kid when I was in England. But anyways, that's the thought. Honestly, as an American, moving to a little farm village somewhere in Europe is my dream. Yeah, I mean, this is the funny thing that I say to Jane. I was like, well, just because you've got the house doesn't mean we have to live there. I mean, potentially we could live somewhere else. But I think it means a lot to her, and I honestly, as long as I've got high-speed internet, which by the way, we don't have high-speed internet. I was thinking about getting not that I want to give Elon Musk any more money, but I was thinking about getting a business, whatever it's called, Skylink or whatever it's called, his satellite internet stuff. I was thinking about spending a fortune, like $200 a month or something, for this Skylink setup. And I think it's a big cost to buy the dish too. Oh my God, I can't say it. The dish too. Hey, Lance.
Yeah,
How are you, buddy?
I'm fine. Just trying to hear you pronounce dish.
Dish
two,
There was
maybe.
something about dish
Dish.
two. I think it was the dish
Yeah.
two that was the difficulty. It was the additional word, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 words in a row.
Now, Lance, do you have shut up? Do you have like a posse and stuff now? Are you like Jason Momoa and you will go around like
Well,
with your Google
I'm
crew?
looking.
Yeah.
Well, I said I had a posse. I sent Momoa a picture of my posse, which is like Lawrence and all the guys at Google. I said,
yeah.
your guys can bench press a cumulative 5,000 pounds,
Yeah.
but my guys have 1,000 IQ.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. in your face, Aquaman.
Didn't get a response.
Yeah,
So I think I've got beef with Momoa now.
I think it's possible. He may be giving you the silent treatment. It's possible. Yeah, very, very
Could
possible.
be.
So how are things? How are things? I mean, post game phase.
Very interesting. I'm
Yeah.
getting a lot of interaction.
Mm-hmm. Some good, some
I
bad. I
was
hear.
told, well. I was told that it was going to be an app.
An app.
Okay, so
Okay.
as opposed to a GitHub, download the files, find the run.
Right.
I know it seems really easy, but as soon as that little signal, right, and then that thing pops up and says you could be downloading something malicious.
Yeah, because you're loading something not from the store. Yeah. Apple does it to you all the time too.
Right, so that is just like a no starter, and I'm getting a lot of feedback.
What, for a lot of people are saying it's a no starter because of that?
Well, yeah, they're like, oh, my attendant or my mom or my dad or whoever
can't figure it out.
Won't install it because it says this and that. I'm like, oh.
It is,
and then just people. Yeah, go ahead.
It's frustrating because so I've been using it on my laptop. So I've been using it as my mouse on my laptop. So the new PC that I have, which is PC, so I can actually run it. I start it up. I use it to put the mouse, but I use my hands for everything else. So I use my hands to hit enter. I use my hands to click. I do all that stuff because I just found the facial movements. They were getting away from me very, very quickly. And maybe it's just because I'm not focused on it. I was also finding that my neck was getting very stiff, trying to hold things in the right place.
Right.
But that's why I suggested the idea of a hardware system. Like if you took a Raspberry Pi, ran Unix on it, and then ran the Python code, just like literally had like a dedicated little computer that ran the GimpyG game face software, and then you just add that to your computer as a mouse. Does that make sense?
Would it be feasible to have that when you plug that in via USB, say, or wireless, or however you want to do it? Could we make it register as a mouse?
I think
that way that's all the computer sees it as. That way people aren't running into a problem.
That's the idea. That would absolutely be the idea. And I am assuming, and I'm sure there are many, many smarter people. I know there are smarter people than me here. I'm talking to one of them who can tell me. But I'm pretty sure you can set a little Raspberry Pi or something into a mode that it pretends to be a keyboard, because I've seen people use it as Stream Decks and stuff. Right? It's basically a Stream Deck.
Oh, cool.
Right? Like although a Stream Deck I think is more Arduino than Raspberry Pi. But I'm assuming. Will there be a YouTube live stream this week? Oh, Mr. Space UK. I wish I could. I feel like I do. I get one stream a week for sure, and I've gone back to Twitch because I just feel bad for everyone who's subscribed, and then I'm on YouTube. But I don't. There's a part of me that kind of wants to be on YouTube, which just feels wrong. But anyways, does that make sense though, Lance? I mean, does that?
Yes, I believe so. I mean, I don't want people. I love the free for people. That way they can just try. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much money I've wasted on appliances and tech that was not usable.
Yeah.
But to send it, okay, they say, oh, will you get 30 days? Well, how do I know in 30 days if I can use it? Because I try it. Is it me? Is it the unit? Is it, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but
no, I get it.
Usually I just end up with it. Yeah.
I think even us Abes, as I've started calling them now that I did a mistypo.
Abes.
I mistyped once to I think it was probably to you, or some. I mean, I don't know who else I'll be talking about Abes to.
Abes.
Like able-bodied people or whatever, for want of a better word. But I was and it came out as Abe instead, and I kind of like that we're Abes.
I like it.
Planet of the Abes. There you go.
Oh, gross.
Damn dirty Abes. So
you did it, didn't you?
Exactly. That's it. But I almost feel like Project Game Face should be more than just the code. Like I feel like Project Game Face also needs a component where, a certain Stargate genius flies into town and sets you up with the Lance Carr iPad hung around his neck. You know what I mean? With a gold
Ooh.
chain, that kind of thing.
I like the idea of giving it more. I don't know, because then people might see it more too as an option if it's a thing.
It is. I've
I
got
don't
to
know.
say, it's quite intuitive when it's just a mouse. When it's not without all the clicks and everything, just the movement of the mouse. I don't know if anyone else has tried it out, but it like I could probably operate the stream entirely just looking around and then clicking with my hands, which I know is cheating, obviously. But the biggest issue I have is it steals your camera. It's got to take your camera. It's got to have a camera. So you'd have to have multiple cameras, which right away is a configuration nightmare for some people already. So you got to have a separate camera, and also it's not like I've had it screw up numerous times. Like if I go away and come back, it goes to sleep or whatever. I don't know what the deals are. The settings somewhere that I'm missing. And on the laptop, if you close the laptop and open it up again, then you have to kill the program and start the program back up again before it'll work.
Okay, see, I've been having problems like that as well.
Okay, so but I think part of
that's
that
not
problem
easy.
is you're adding something once again, unlike our escape room education, which is going to start tomorrow, which is going to be non-Abe from the beginning, because it's two Abes and a Gimpy G are going to be chatting
True.
about escape rooms as of tomorrow. Hey, I got a crazy idea about that. Just while I'm talking about that, I signed up for this virtual escape room. Do you want to? Should we do it? Like as our first?
Oh yeah.
What if our meeting was like to try out some of the stuff that this thing has? I know that we couldn't stream it because we'd be giving away we'd be giving away their secrets, and I don't think we're
right.
I think I agreed to not share anything when it's basically I signed an NDA with whatever escape room it was that I bought this. It was like $20, and they said it was suggested as a good online one during the pandemic, and I just thought it would be just kind of a fun way to get my head into the escape room game before we talked. And then I went, wait a second, why don't we do this with, like, you'll solve it faster than I will, I'm sure. And Jen will solve it faster than all of us put together. But, I just thought that might be kind of a fun thing to do, just as a sort of like that's our team building. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love it. Before we're even a team.
Yeah.
We build.
So maybe we'll try that tomorrow. But and I also talked, sorry, I've gone off topic again. I'm so sorry. Okay. So go back to Game Phase. The idea of it being a separate unit means that you're not at the mercy of whatever operating system you're dealing with, and I think that's the advantage there.
I got the same thing. So this would be a question for the invention portion of it. A quadrupedic fella, wrote to me and asked if it was possible to shut it off and on, and you can toggle it off if you look down there, but you can't toggle it back on hands free.
Oh, you
and I don't
can't.
know why I'm so dumb.
You can't?
No, I'm a disabled guy, and I freaking overlooked it.
So
I really make myself upset.
I see. So you can, don't, because the whole point of it is iterating, right? Thank you, Auntie Static, for
Right.
subscribing. The whole point is iterating. You didn't get something wrong. You just learned something. If you didn't learn anything, boom, you know what I mean?
MPG, I have a really good idea for you, so you can make it accessible, so you can turn it back on.
Okay.
Yeah, with your eyes and eyebrows, you have to blink the Konami code.
Oh, up, down, left, right, BA start. I like it.
I can't believe you know the Konami code off by heart.
You
Sure.
don't?
No, I don't. I only
also
remember
do,
lines. That's all. I only remember lines because I'm paid to.
I also
Yeah.
remember the Konami code, and I don't even
What is it?
like up, down, left, right, BA start.
Yep. See?
There you go. All right. I mean,
I didn't know if it would select start or not.
Nope, you got it.
But wait a sec. So, Vipup, you're saying that there could be like a more complex series of moves in your face that wouldn't be mistaken for anything else that could be used to sort of like automatically turn it back on if it's off?
Yeah, and
Right,
turn it off, because you don't want
Smart.
it to just turn off accidentally while you're about to win $1 million.
What about using voice, Lance? Why can't there just be a?
Well,
Why can't you just
okay,
say?
see that we could do that, but I don't know if that fits the the mission.
That's
I
just
don't
the
know what we call it.
name, too.
Well, they're trying to
Yeah.
use media pipe is the tool that they're using, right? But I'm
Does
guessing
it have voice recognition?
I'm assuming you could add it.
Media pipe?
I'm assuming it's got some kind of audible stuff attached to it, doesn't it? I mean, should we look? I can look it up right now. It's funny. I just happen to have a box that's attached to the interwebs.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
but wait.
amazing.
Does Gimpy G know about the Pokemon cards and how I made
I
you rip one
do.
of them? I
I super love watching David play with these trash Pokemon cards and then touching his face and
Shut
look
up!
at
That's
his
exactly what I
fingers.
was
I
thinking.
don't know if I told
Yeah.
you about this,
The booger
but
ones.
I did a biography on David, which accidentally was an accident. I just realized you can't see my face to see me wink.
That's it. Wink, wink.
Brought you into it with your game face.
I said you should
Oh,
do
nice.
it. I said do the freaking thing on Lance. It's way more interesting. But so I'm glad he got in there somehow.
Well, thanks, bud.
I don't. So image classification, object detection, interactive segmentation, gesture recognition, hand landmarks, image, face, pose. No, it all seems to be. Oh no, audio. Audio classification. Identify sounds and audio clips. There you go.
Okay.
So you just say Konami code, and then that automatically gets it.
Right. Could we within the parameters of game facing just go, like when you see when you're like, well, when I'm like making flirtations with a woman, I'll go eyebrow or something like that,
Yeah,
double
like
eyebrows.
the hubba hubba. Yeah.
Yeah, like hubba eyebrows.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Something they could choose even.
Right.
That you don't do often.
It's just a default go-to.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can find this thing on Media Pipe Studio. There you go. Okay, so this is the website.
I feel like it should be like a weird thing that you have to do to turn it on and off.
I mean, every night I go to bed. No, every morning I come down, and if it's dark outside, I say, "Hey Alexa, let there be light," and it says, "Praise be" or something like that. Hallelujah, it says, and then it turns the lights on. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, I'm a nerd. And then I say something like, if I say thank you, it says something about our AI overlords thank you and welcome you into their final embrace. I got poetic with it.
That's
anyway,
nice.
Yeah, and then we stopped using it because it turned out it took too long. I was like, oh, for God's sake, shut up and just turn the lights off. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm pretty sure it says on device machine learning, right? So the idea is that as long as you've got an internet connection, you can do this, right?
Right.
So, we grab like a Raspberry Pi, like that, right? That's currently running the eyes on my robot in the back there. I'm sure we could probably even salvage. I could probably scavenge a few, like a camera from one of the easy robots to run. The question is just, actually, someone here probably knows how to do this. Is porting Python code from PC to Unix difficult? Is there a lot to do with that? What ChatGPT
is Raspberry Pi a Unix thing?
Yeah, you run a Unix version on it. Yeah, I mean usually a Raspberry Pi version of it.
I'll bet ChatGPT would just do it.
It probably would. That's a good point. All right, well I'll try that. Yeah, well let me see. What's the but the code, the problem is it's not just one piece of code, is it? There's all these like dynamic libraries and all this. Like I wouldn't even know what to cut and paste into it right now. PC to Unix. You mean Windows to Linux? Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Sorry, Moshad, exactly what I mean. It would basically be the same with Python from PC to Unix. Yeah, the problem is it's those little tiny differences that basically makes all the difference. It depends if you have operating system specific code, which I think they do, right? Because they only wanted to use Windows to start, right?
Right. Well, and I think it's just because I don't know why. It's just what they're used to or what. But so the way I'm seeing it is that the AI is underneath bubbling and popping, and then we're just accessing it, right? Externally. That's why you need the internet interface, because the databases are so ginormous.
I'm assuming that the what they call it edge computing is not yet able to do that. But I think they've actually got some little edge boards now. Like they've got little boards that are designed to handle the AI side of it. They're like they've got like their own little, I don't know if it's GPUs or whatever the equivalent would be. In fact,
Tensor cores, maybe?
Oh, is that what it's called? Yeah, that's probably it.
I think so.
What? Let me see if they've got something like that. Tensor core, like what? Raspberry Pi.
I don't know.
Let's see if they say something like that.
Or boards, or whatever you were saying.
Deep learning with Raspberry Pi and alternatives in 2023. There you go. First up.
Neat.
Oh boy, math. I'm looking at math. Lance,
Stop.
it's showing me math. Okay, that's exciting. I was just looking for the hardware. Deep learning for Raspberry Pi and alternative. Oh, I see. That's the actual. I see. The Raspberry Pi doesn't have any tensor call. It doesn't have any tensor cores. Okay.
But that's okay.
But that's fine. End-to-end tiny ML audio classification with the Raspberry. Oh, so there's probably boards you can add to a. I'm just saying Raspberry Pi as a sort of a default go-to. Is there anyone in the chat? It comes down to if there are libraries that are using C or C++ or native binary types. Okay. It's possible there's some C and C++ in there. I don't think it's using native binary types, but I could be wrong.
Are you getting any jitteriness when you try to hold still?
Yes. Yeah, just a little. A little.
Okay. So
but it's enough to make it impossible to do some stuff.
Okay, right. Okay. So I'm talking to the grandfather of all this, right? The Tracker 2000 guy.
Oh,
and
really?
He said,
okay.
Right. And he said they were running into a problem. They don't know why, but they called it hyperstasis because as you became less and less mobile, or as you tried to stop, it got, wiggly. So it'd get hyper the closer you got to stasis. So, and what they did is they created a part of their program that made it sticky, not too sticky, he said, so that it would stay and then not register any input until a significant event occurred.
That's
meaning,
smart. So in other words, the smaller your movements get, the more sensitive it gets. And so you're basically saying like, hey, when my movements get very small, just stop moving.
Just stop moving. Yeah, when it's this small, stop moving.
I see.
What interests me is it a factor of light or what's happening there? If they completely approached a problem in unique ways, but we're experiencing the same event, what is that?
That seems like the programming, though, doesn't it?
I don't know. The other one used a light sensor, right? Let me think.
I mean, I definitely find I reset. I don't use the go to the middle reset anymore. I just look off to one direction, then come back like I would with a mouse.
Me too.
Like when a mouse gets too far, I just go like, I just come back to it. But the other issue I have, not issue, I shouldn't say issue, but the other thing to work on with Project Game Face is it needs quick change configurations. I need to be able to go into Steam and go, oh, this is a game that needs WSD whatever to control.
Wait a minute, it doesn't have that? I was told it would have that.
How does it, well, how do you change configurations?
There should be profiles.
Oh. Oh, well, maybe I didn't see them then. Maybe I wasn't looking for them. I just assumed they didn't have them. I can't put this. Can I bring this up? Maybe I can. It'll use a different. I don't know. I think if I use a different, I've got two. Do I have both of these plugged
Wait,
in?
do you have your laptop, or are you streaming from your laptop?
No, I'm streaming from the. I don't have my PC down here. I've only got the streaming PC. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna get myself in trouble, aren't I?
Yeah, let's not do that.
Okay, but I would be fun to see. Oh, you know what? I can run it without actually running it, can't I? I can at least see what.
Right, without taking over a camera. That's a good call.
We're at what, 3.3, right?
3.3.
Okay,
correct.
I've got 3.2 on this one, but let me see. I can download the latest one as well. Lance, maybe, sorry, because there are some people who may not know what we're talking about. Would you mind just talking people through what we're talking about here? Okay,
everybody. So, and just in case you don't know, because I saw some new people popping in because of your fame, I am Lance, a.k.a. GimpyG, online, and I have a form of muscular dystrophy that has me being almost completely unable to move. House burnt down the tech I was using, and I wanted to create a new way to use a mouse without using your hands. And then David and I were shooting ideas back and forth and managed, since David knows a lot of people, we got to talk to Lawrence Moroney at Google.
Well, we tried Apple first, too, didn't we? I mean,
true. Tried Apple first. Then we talked to Google. They, at first, higher ups said, nah.
Did they?
Then they changed. Yeah. Yep. Which was okay. We knew we were going to keep trying. So, but anyways, but it didn't take long, and they were, yeah. So what it is an AI trained to look at faces. It's not to identify faces. They're very explicit in that.
They're bold and responsible, Lance. Bold and responsible. They were big at saying that.
No, not old and responsible.
No, bold.
Bold. Yes.
Bold.
Bold and responsible.
We're old. They're bold.
Bold and responsible is so
I'm
interesting.
actually bald and responsible.
Me too. Oh, I hate that. Anyway, so
suits us.
They use an underlying AI that was trained on 30,000 faces with 468 individual.
What? I was just saying.
No, thank you.
I was saying thank you to Mr. Lonely for subscribing. I just thought.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry,
Mr. Lonely. That's so cool of you.
Yeah. I think you'll fit right in here because we're also quite lonely.
Lonely.
I'm Mr. Lonely. I'm nobody. Oh boy, that is sad. This is like a saddest stream ever.
But so they had actual humans, so somebody got a job out of it for a while.
Yep.
Go through and find map markers or facial features and mark out 468 per face 30,000 different times. So, and then they let the computer, ruminate on that and think and contemplate until it could start figuring out, the eyebrows moving and all that.
And eventually it got to the point where AI was like, God, humans are ugly.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, they're
hideous. Stop showing me photos of them. They're hideous.
You see that? Oh my God, their flesh is like all flopping around. Anyway, anyways, we're using that to, so it can see when you're changed. It can, we tried several different things. We're down to, it either looks at the tip of your nose or between your eyes. Probably between your eyes right now.
It's between the eyes for me automatically. The default's to between the eyes.
Okay, that's what it's doing. You can change that in config, but...
Yeah, I was going to try the full face and see if that made any difference for me.
It really screws it up.
Oh, does it?
I don't know why multiple, it just like seizes.
It's because we're too pretty. That's the problem.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, too.
So it, so that can tell movement when it sees that particular spot move. And that's turned into a cursor moving around on the screen, just like a mouse. And it's utilizing mouse drivers and all that. And then I knew that one of the biggest problems for people in my situation were methods of input. Let's say you have 5 switches or 5 buttons you need to press for a game. You just don't have a way to access those if you can't move your hands and things. So we then added eyebrow movements, lip movements, things like that that the computer would key off of and then press buttons. And we went in and put what do you call that? Key binding section. So you can do different keys, like you just said.
I don't have enough face movements for it. I just don't. The only ones I could get. I can only get to work where I could get like the mouth. I got the mouth to work most of the time, but I ended up finding that I had left mouth, left eyebrow were the best ones for me.
Okay, good. But even that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
When you go from nothing. That's what I keep trying to tell people.
Well, and that's the difference. To me, I'm having things taken away from me. For you, you're gaining. I mean, and that's, you know why, Lance?
What?
Because I'm king of the Abes.
True.
That's what it is. Yeah. I'm a damn dirty Abe.
I
I
was gonna go off on that, but yeah.
don't think we're gonna lose that. I think that's gonna stick with us for a long time.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's gonna stick.
So do I.
So
Whenever I screw up.
okay.
Just,
Yeah. So what would we?
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you ever try, like, for instance, on the game Vampire Survivors, you have to hold the left click in to run away from the monsters. Okay.
That's why I found the mouth. Mouth was the best one for that. That's why.
Okay. See, and when I was doing, I was like, I've been playing Vampire Survivors, and man, are my lips tired. That's a weird sentence.
Yeah.
But
it makes sense to me because it's true. You do get, yeah. I found my neck. I was getting a stiff neck because I think, trying to do the specifics. But once I gave into my Abe ways and I used it just to control where the mouse went. Everything else was done with my hands. It worked really, really well. So I think with a series of switches, it would be like kind of awesome.
Are you drive-by clicking? Like, let's say you want to click something, an X. Are you actually able to settle on the X, or are you just
very difficult?
God, I hope I hit it.
Yeah, very difficult. Yeah. Very, very difficult. Nice big button. Something else. Again, a design like had Windows been designed from the beginning, it would be great if there were if there was larger spaces and maybe that would be a fun setting to add to Windows would be to have larger X's to hit and stuff.
I feel you. I would like it to be that precise though for drawing and things like that.
It has to be. It is just, unfortunately with these things, it's not like, if it only works 80% of the time, it's kind of, it's useless because you need it to be reliable, right?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, if I were trying to do something life or death, that would be one thing. I wouldn't recommend anybody get left home and have to dial 911 with it or something.
That's what I'm going to do to you, and if you don't pass, then you die. I mean, that's it. Basically, if you can't hold the cursor steady.
Oh my God, dude! What if we had the escape room and they have to game face through a little maze?
That's good. And they've got to figure out what the face makes.
Yeah, that ghost that goes
and scares the crap out of them.
Right.
See. There is nobody I've spoken to about escape rooms who don't immediately have some idea for escape rooms.
Ideas.
Right. I think
Isn't that cool?
I think it is an inspiration machine, my friend. David, we tipping Lance out of his chair? Yeah, why not? And then we set his house on fire, and he's got to click to get out in time.
They've already hazed. It's a burning house.
We've already burned the house. That's so passé. What am I saying?
It's really the swirly of the 2020s.
Yeah, it really is. Okay, let me see if I can run this and see where we're at. Why does it keep wanting to extract? Because I'm an idiot. Never mind.
So everybody, if you wanted to, it's free. You can download it and try it out just to see what, maybe how a disabled person is interacting with their computer. Or maybe, like David, you find that, you can use your head separately.
I think it can
from
be
your
useful.
clickers.
Yeah. I mean, I do. I think there's something there.
Carpal tunnel, all kinds of different, things like that. Yeah.
Why can I not find? Oh my God, my computer is such a mess. You know what I'm gonna do?
Are you talking about Run?
I'm trying to find Run. Yeah, but I'm finding it in the wrong. I've got so many versions of it because I've downloaded a few versions now.
I need a computer nerd to tell me how you delete the other versions. I've tried.
Oh, really?
And it says these are something else is using these files, and you can't delete it.
Oh, I haven't tried that. Okay, I'll have a look. I may be that nerd. I'll see. Okay.
You might be.
Run exe. Here we go. Run. Oh, Windows. It protected me. Windows protected me. This is one of the issues that you were talking about. I'm gonna see. Can I show?
Right.
I wonder if I can show them online.
It's scaring
what
people.
Pops up? Yes, of course it scares me. Yeah. And I'm a part of this problem.
You're a techie. You're the kind of guy that touches.
I used to think I was.
Frying pans to see if
they're
hot.
A button. Well, I remember Malventano getting mad at me because we're at the science center, and there was a giant red button by a door, and I was like, "What does that do?" He's like, "Oh my God, don't press that!" I was like, "It's a button." Buttons are for
I
pressing.
wish I was there with you, man.
Unfortunately,
We would have been all over that button.
he was right, though, because I probably would have gone to jail. Okay, so I have got mouse bindings, keyboard bindings, cursor speed. I do not see any profiles.
Okay.
Could it be under... Maybe you could save it to... Could you save it to... Keyboard?
Does it have save?
No.
I don't know.
No.
Just go through the different ones.
I've got camera.
I don't know why I'm
can I
stuck on
show?
2.
Can I show this
3.28.
screen? Let me see if I can show this screen to people, because then people can be... They can feel like they're involved in this, as opposed to not.
That'd be neat.
Do
Like
I
an
share a window?
interactive stream.
Can I share a window? Let's see. Interact. We don't do interactive. We do David talks a lot. That's what we do. Project Game Face. Look at that. It's there. Okay, there you go. There's Project
Yay.
Game Face. Let me move. Who's winning? Baz has just come in cheering about something. So Man City is up against Real Madrid. 3-0. Yeah, he's such an Abe. Okay.
Yeah. What an Abe.
What an Abe. What an Abe. Okay. Let me see if I can bring this up a little bit more here. This little capture here. Okay.
I
there you go.
found soccer tolerable if it's in the middle of a Ted Lasso episode.
There's something. You know what was weird? I watched hockey the other day because, of course, the Leafs had to lose. So I wanted to just sort of watch them choke, as they always seem to at the end of the day. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but that sounds like it would rile up a Leafs fan. So I thought I'd say that. And probably get myself beaten up in Toronto now. But
I am a Leafs fan.
oh, sorry, Vibe Up.
Yay.
Vibe Up, you're still here. I mean, go Leafs, go! Come on, they did not deserve to win that, did they? I just felt like they got outplayed.
I didn't watch them, so I don't know if they won or not.
Oh,
So.
nice Leafs fan. I was watching it and I was like, you know what? This is not as elegant a game as soccer. Soccer.
I feel like they're trying to lose in hockey, but go ahead.
I just feel like there's lots of little sticks going. And it feels too random to me. But maybe I just don't understand the game enough. Okay, this is.
Go ahead.
That's right. I was gonna say I brought up Project Game Face gesture settings. So what you could do here, peeps, is you've got your camera, which I'm probably. Oh, look, I can select camera 2. Look at that. There you go. So I've got a second camera. I thought I had a second camera, but it's disabled. I understand that. That's fine. If I enable it, will it? No.
Again, we're just looking for
Again,
things.
we're just
not
looking for
trying
things.
to-
I mean, I'll try. Let me wonder if I could. Maybe this will work. You know,
Well,
what could
a
go
side
wrong,
question
Lance?
while you're looking around. Why isn't every goalie in hockey a sumo wrestler?
Yeah, the bigger the better,
If I-
really.
Right. If I put a 400-pound man there, there's only like air gap on either side. Nobody's going to make a goal in it like that. I don't get it.
This is
But
what
the thing-
happens, by the way, when I have trouble with the camera, is it does this weird reverse thing as if the camera was looking back at me. It does this
I'm
weird...
pretty sure that they have like weight
there.
and limits on that stuff, so you can't just like.
You can't just put a giant in the goal?
I don't
You
know.
can't-
Let's look. Because I couldn't imagine them having a weight limit. Look,
No, I'm pretty sure you have to have a physicality check, so you'd have to be able to move and run to be in goalie.
have you seen E Honda? That sumo guy on Street Fighter. He
On
can
what?
Do like a 1,000-hand slap. Street Fighter 2.
You mean the
Turbo.
real science behind these things. Got it, yeah.
Right.
Okay, let me try the camera thing again. There you go. Camera... Oh, it's camera 3 now. Is that what I want?
But I used to steal DirecTV,
Uh-oh.
theoretically, hypothetically, and watch a lot of sumo. It was fun, and these guys can move. I mean, there's some big guys that are less agile, but and those are
There you go.
really big guys. We're talking like 500 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But the 350, 400 guys, they can move.
I'm just setting my
Finding-
my mouse boundings right now. Open mouth. No. Mouth left. Okay.
And what
Mouth.
David means is kissy mouth left.
It doesn't... Kissy mouth doesn't work for me.
Kissy mouth works perfectly for me.
Well, maybe you just got to kiss your mouth.
Well,
I guess you just...
oh, you don't have lips. I forgot.
Shut up. That's right. I don't have lips. Yeah, you see? That's my disability. I'm not an Abe. I'm a lipless Abe. Okay. And then there's a keyboard binding. I don't see anything about having
Okay, so we
profiles.
got it.
But that
talk
said,
to 'em.
I think I can use it. Look, okay, so I'm using it right now. So it's a bit
Cool.
speedy for now. But this is where so it's tracking my thing. And let's look at the mouse boundings.
Now, I found something interesting. People writing to me and
Yeah,
saying,
it's hovering too
I
much.
need to be able to adjust the mouse speed
Yep.
for up, down, or
Oh,
no,
well, you
for
do that.
what was
with-
it? And you can do that. It's like there's, instead of just an overall mouse speed, you can adjust it for up, down, left, and right. So
So
I think sometimes, yeah,
it's way too fast right now because it is.
I crank it to 75 at least on, like, what is it, a 27-inch monitor?
And then sometimes it just doesn't gesture. Yeah, so there's my gesture.
Are you moving the gesture down, the gesture slider
I think
down
it's
till?
I think it's just moving too much. I think it's moving too much when
Okay.
I move. So move up 40. So I'm gonna go down to like 21. There you go. But I'm doing all this with my face, guys.
Isn't that fantastic? And so everybody knows what he's doing there. Let's say you make a facial gesture. Now, David, he's an actor. He can emote his brains out. So,
But I can't
so
use your
he-
fucking face. Excuse me. Right. Am
Language.
eh,
All right.
David's fighting with the inanimate objects again. It's okay. This is quite often. For some reason, tools do things to him, like hit his thumb when he's not looking. All kinds of things. But let's see. What the heck was I talking about? Don't know. Moving on. But anyway, if anybody wanted to try
I
it,
think
that would
it's
be
just
great.
knocking off. I think it's bouncing off the. I think the movement's a little bit too sensitive. I guess.
I'll tell you what. If you have the lighting cranked up for streaming, it's going to mess with it. That's where I'm kind of concerned. Is
Oh, I've said it. There you go. Look at that. Okay.
streaming with it's going to be a problem.
I definitely find the more I use it, the better I get at it. But there you go. So that is now tracking
Right.
my face using the mouse. This happened basically because an AI guy helped out the Stargate folks to write an AI Stargate episode. This never would have happened.
Well,
if
he's
we had
kind of like not a AI guy. He's kind of
the AI guy. He's
AI
like
guy.
the AI. It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. So Lawrence did this AI project early, like just before all this Chat GPT stuff happened. So it was really quite sort of an interesting time. And we were all like, "Oh, this is really cool." I want, but it was like sort of funny, and it didn't get a lot of things right, and we sort of laughed and joked, and oh, how funny it would be. I guess it's not replacing the writers yet. And then, like, what is it? Like 6
2
months
years later.
later? Is it 2 years?
Oh, really?
It's like
I don't know.
It's like all of a sudden we're like, well, basically, one of the concerns over the strike is that if they don't get what they want out of this strike, they won't need them by the next one.
Right. Next
Right.
strike, they got no leverage.
Yeah, because they've already got scripts being written for them. Anyway, so that's the technology, and as I say, I will look off to the side to get it back in the middle. I would love to smooth things out. How do I? Was there one to help with the jitter? Was that the advanced smooth pointer?
Yes. And then, but there's one for facial movements so that it can like.
I wonder if it's possible my microphone's getting in the way too.
Well, see, and that's another thing. Like,
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
if I have my drink on my table,
Mm-hmm.
my straw is just close enough to my chin that it starts kind of moving around. Or if
Ah.
something behind me is moving, it will mess it up.
Right. I don't know how you'd mess with that, but I guess again the AI will get smarter the more it gets used.
That's what I want. What I wanted to get good at is what to exclude as much as what to include.
So now that I've got things smoothed out a bit, it's working way better. There is definitely a drift to the left for some reason. I always found a bit of a drift. It's probably
Shift to the left, yeah.
My face is a bit lopsided, maybe.
They've said
move
that.
Move left is. Oh, I've got a little bit more speed on the left.
Did you see how young I looked in that video?
Is that-
Everybody watch that video.
was
It's
it makeup?
Google. No makeup.
well, that's the problem. Okay, let me see if I can
53,
post
and I'm
something.
looking young. I was like, dang.
You're only 53?
Yeah,
Freaking child.
I'm catching up.
Okay.
I'll be 54 in December. Then you go, whatever you're gonna do.
Well,
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna
55.
reverse. I'm just gonna go backwards from here.
Good job.
So I'll
Good call.
catch up with you any day now. HR would love something teleconferencing with David's gesture-based inputs. I know you'd be making weird faces at people all the time, but so again, so this is me. You can't really see this, but I've gone down to this bottom of the screen. I've made my funny face. That has activated the send message, and now I can say, I was going to put my text. There was a message I was going to put in. What was I going to put in? Oh, right. It was your. It was
Hello,
link,
world.
link
This is
to
my
that
face.
stuff.
Anyway,
But it does. I must say, it's not great for streaming because there's long moments of silence as I try to. Oh, that's the other thing is if your face gets too low, it can't recognize it.
right. And you can't put your camera under your monitor for some reason. You can't put it beside it.
Oh, you know what
Yeah,
else?
yeah.
It sucks with the Windows bar. It sucks at the Windows bar. Trying to activate things on the
What
Windows
does that
bar.
mean?
Well, so like I've got the Windows bar at the bottom with all the icons,
Right.
and for some reason it will not activate. Yeah. It
Right.
just
Okay, I
doesn't
see what
like
you're saying.
it doesn't like activating the bottom icons. So switching apps is difficult.
What I think it's doing is it's
Oh,
actually
got it.
moving a little bit while you're doing it. So
Yeah.
the Windows is saying, oh, they haven't stopped and clicked. So this is just a accidental thing.
Yeah, I think you're
You
right.
get reject, yeah. And it's so hard to stop. That's what I want to work on next.
Yeah, it definitely not the clicks. The clicks are the issue for me. Biggest issue for me.
If you
are the clicks.
wanted to get a hold of, do you know what The Verge is?
Yes.
It's a gaming mag, right? They did a really great article on it. I really
Like
loved
a
it.
real magazine? Like you were in like a real paper magazine?
I don't know, The Verge. I didn't get the paper. I read it online.
Could you possibly sound more disgusted?
Well, he said the real magazine. I'm like, what? Kids don't even know what magazines are now.
Yeah, some of the clicks are frustrating, I've got to say.
They are.
But then again,
double click is a monster.
oh, I know. Or try to highlight text. Although I was using it to go into text and edit. Like I'd go in and I'd go click there. Yeah, it's not doing it now. But in fact, I think I will shut it off for the time being because I think it's going to cause more chaos than it's worth now.
But like, okay, here's ideas that chat can come up with. For instance, when I was telling you my mouth would get tired and sore from being to the left, so that's how I came up with the idea to grab. So like, after you have your mouth left or whatever gesture it is, for like say 300 milliseconds, it will just stop and do that click until you do something else.
Oh,
Or
really?
same,
is that what you're
yeah.
doing? That's what you mean by the drive-by?
Correct.
So
well, I mean, it'll hold that button.
So you'd lock in the Popeye and then move it to where you needed it, type thing.
Right, and that's one of the settings in there. You can turn it, activate it, and set it for however many seconds of delay you want.
I'll tell you.
And for an action game, I say 200 to 300 milliseconds.
I would say
action game.
I would think that you want to be able to look where you want to look and go click, and it clicks. Double click.
Yes.
Or highlight, and it just know a few key commands to get you around. Because I otherwise I just don't know what else you do. I just like, because if something goes wrong with the mouse. That's why the mouse needs to be a mouse, not an application. It needs to be like a built-in application of some sort. It needs to run on its own because it seems to be influenced by what's running. Some things are harder to get rid of on screen than others, I find. Again, I am not negating how cool this is in any way. The whole point of this is
No.
this
we
is
gotta
just
make it better.
Yeah, this is just the first iteration, and Google have very kindly and very wisely, because they're bold but responsible, apparently. they've made this stuff open source so we can start playing with it and figure out other ways of using it. But I think if we can,
there's a real investment in it. There were 40 people at my house with a professional.
Yeah.
Well,
and let's hope that investment goes beyond just the marketing, because I think that was something that frustrated us with the Apple stuff, was we felt that there'd been a lot of money and time spent on presenting how beautiful this technology is, but not enough on how to use it, because we really struggled with that, right?
And they also just accentuated the 1 time out of 100 that it does act appropriately.
Right. But again, I suppose, to be fair, that is also marketing, right? I mean, when you sell I remember someone saying to me, like, well, you don't want to spoil the movie by showing all the good parts in the trailer. And I'm like, that's what a trailer's for, is to show all of the best parts of the movie. Like, otherwise...
You don't want to show the crappiest
Yeah, what are you going to do? Show the boring stuff and go, oh, look, wait till you see what we're going to do. You know what I mean?
Yes. Now,
anyways,
how would you get a hold of somebody like Jeff Keighley? Like, do you know who that is?
Not a clue.
Okay, he does the video game awards.
Oh, yeah.
And they do all kinds of different side. That's that thing that your friend Chris, the guy who did God of War. What's his name? Your friend who
Chris Judge
does the voice.
Yeah, Chris Judge.
Chris Judge.
Yeah.
Okay, so
what's his name? Chris.
Did long speak. I don't know. He's your friend. I just saw him once in there.
No. The other guy. I know Chris
Jeff
Judge.
Keighley. Okay, yeah.
Jeff Keighley.
Jeff Keighley. I want to get a hold of him because that would be a neat thing, like innovations in accessibility.
Yeah.
And put that up as a thing. I really want a lot of people to see this and start working on it if they know Python or playing with it and writing in and giving ideas, because...
Wait a sec. He's a Toronto guy.
Oh my God.
Isn't he? He's a Canadian journalist.
I don't know. He definitely looks Canadian. You know that.
We all look the same.
That look in their eyes.
That look, that slightly demented beaver look. And here
it's like Mormons meets body snatchers.
Oh my God, you're not wrong. Although, you know, that's just the white members of our Canadian society. Jeff Keighley, we've got here we go again, May the 11th, Summer Game Fest. But you're saying, is there a... Well, here's the other thing.
Video Game Awards.
When's that?
I don't know.
Oh, here you go. The Game Awards. There you go. That is June 25th at the Hollywood Bowl. There you go.
See? And if they could do something like that, we've got the video.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true.
With the show them playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And it would be neat to show. It would be neat to have, recognition of advancements in accessibility. I would talk to the dude.
Yeah,
that's one thing I really. Yeah.
Well, he's on Twitter, which is usually a good sign. I can sometimes shake the cage a bit.
Yeah, your number of followers would work.
Might. Okay, let me.
My 1,000 ain't gonna do it.
Jeff. Here we go, Jeff. I wonder if he's also on. All right. I mean, I could just tweet him.
Don't you famous people have like some kind of...
We all hang out together. Yeah, it's true.
Don't you have a party where y'all wear masks?
Yeah,
and,
they're in my kitchen right now.
Like, do crazy stuff?
Yeah, it's true. Oh, God, masks. Yeah, great. We have other people 3D print them for us, though. Yeah. Yeah, we should definitely... You know what we should do? You know what we should do here? We should get... Google has a publicity department.
Well,
get your Google marketing folks in there.
Well, that's what Glenn is. And Glenn's... That's something I really got to talk to you about. Business. Yeah. I know jack and squat about business.
I know how to spend money, Lance, and I know how to lose money. So what do you need to know?
That's fine. Okay. If I have an LLC or something like that, can I make it, even if because Google wants to pay me a fair, decent amount of money to do some stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, you immediately split it with me. That's the first thing I would be the boat.
Sure, obviously. Obviously.
Yeah,
perhaps
but you got
even 70-30. But anyways,
yeah, we'll see.
But
do you have a corporation of some sort? Do you need? I
do not.
I was gonna say, do you need one?
Well, that's what I'm asking. Can I show myself making no money?
Yeah.
If I have let's say I need to buy a wheelchair van. for my business.
Right.
Okay, because I got to go
Yeah.
places. I don't have a wheelchair van because the other one was on fire for a significant amount of time.
They usually
and
make
melted.
sense if corporations usually make sense only if you're earning over a certain amount of money, and then anything below that, it's usually not worth it because you spend so much money on the keeping the incorporation going and the legals and the taxes and all that kind of stuff. So,
Well, like even with just an LLC, like a limited liability, or
I don't know. I'm
maybe
not,
you need to talk to Jane. That's what
Jane's the one you need to talk to. That's true. Although there's got to be, don't they have like, what about, there should be like some kind of like, especially with any kind of disability incentives and stuff, there's got to be things you write off that other people wouldn't write off and all sorts of things, aren't there?
Well, I've got a few things like that, but this would be an amount outside of that. I can put away $28,000 a year without having any issues.
That's it.
Yes.
So you're allowed. Sorry, let me rephrase that. You're allowed to earn that before they dock you your any kind of Medicare or Medicaid or whatever it is.
Well, at my Medicaid, it pays for like 4 people to take care of me full time too. So that's,
you don't want to lose that.
I mean, that's over $100,000. So it'd be stupid to lose that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And here's another thing
I would talk to a tax guy. Honestly, I would say that
a tax guy.
Well, because that's all you have to worry about. You just don't want to get in trouble with the tax department. I mean, so you want to make sure that whatever you're doing doesn't look like you're
right.
You want to basically legally launder money as opposed to illegally.
Right, illegally. Right, which is well, but I also want to stay like, okay, so say they only want to do it for a year. Then I lose my para retirement I had as a teacher. Well, my para disability retirement. I could probably go on regular retirement, but I only worked for like 6-7 years.
Could they hire Trenton to do it with you?
That's what. Okay, see, that's
so they hire Trenton, and then you are brought in, and Trenton pays you a meager, tiny wage because he's a bastard.
Right, and I was thinking, what if Trenton and I had because he's Trenton, I'm Lance, so we go TLC. Limited or something like Trent Lance car.
Although if you're included in that, then you have to worry about I guess what I'm saying is if it's his company that gets paid, then they can choose to pay you as little as you need, and then they can then that company can buy the van that they then rent to you for a tiny amount of money every month or whatever, like that kind of stuff. That would that seemed to make sense to me, and that's not illegal. Like it's like that; those are just the way. But again, I would talk to a tax person about this.
No. I was almost asking.
I'll tell you a story.
I might ask Jen. Is she American?
Jen would know. Jen might know. Yeah, or Jen would know who to talk to. Yeah,
who to talk to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
story. You were going to tell us a story, and your stories are fantastic.
My story was just about how when I first started as an actor, I earned a lot of money as a kid. I was
great story.
Yeah, and so I had a business manager because all actors had business managers. And my daddy had to take me in to my business manager and say, "Hello, business manager, where is the paperwork on any of this stuff that you've done?" And my business manager didn't have any because my business manager was just spending the money. I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars to a business manager when I first started. And it took my father, because I was like, "Oh yeah, no, they're great. They handle everything. It's fine." And then we had to do. I owed my dad some money because he had to sign off on the house that I bought. And when we went to get the paperwork on it, all of a sudden, my father wasn't getting the payments he was supposed to get and stuff. And he was like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, that's weird. They're supposed to handle all that." Anyways, so it turned out it was a complete ripoff, and they had misplaced all of this money. So yeah.
Well, somebody knows. There's somebody named Bambi that probably has a good knowledge of where that money's at.
Bambi?
Bambi or Cinnamon.
Bambi's on the run. Yeah, that was the other thing is they handed me a box of, because my, again, I keep in mind I was 17 years old. We decided we'd get all of the records from them. And so they handed me a shoebox that had cigarettes in it. So they were like
Neat.
they were receipts, sure, and some paperwork shoved into a box, which is a little larger than a shoebox. And there were actually cigarette butts had got in there as well. So and it was I just remember thinking like I remember feeling not so much. It wasn't the loss of the money that bothered me the most. What bothered me the most was how disappointed my father seemed in me for not being more.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like what hurt more than
Okay.
anything was not losing the money, but it was the fact that I was, he'd kicked me out at 17, right?
I thought you were 16.
And I was like, no, 17. 17, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
the ripe old age is 17. Get
right,
the hell out.
exactly. Get that. Well, that was his feeling. And of course, at that time, as a kid, you're earning a fair amount of money. But anyways, all right, sorry. Carry on. We're talking. Yeah, I would definitely. We'll ask Jen about it for sure, because the other thing is that if we do the escape room stuff, there would hopefully be some paying people for that too. But
Yes.
yeah, I mean,
Well, no,
but
I mean,
so,
there would be an amount that would just be, okay, I'm fine now. I can continue on Medicaid if I do something.
hmm,
People can bitch about Obama all they want, but he fixed some things with
yeah,
the American Care Act or whatever it's called.
it's worked. That's worked out for you.
Well, a person, it turns out now, a person with a disability that say, I don't know, can tutor. Like right now, I could only have $400 in my bank to stay on the things I'm on right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But with the Americans with Disabilities Act, if I do a couple hoop jumps, dumb things that nobody knows about, I can just pay in. And even if my pay in can increase up to $126,000 a year if I'm making that, and it won't increase beyond that.
Wow.
And it's only $400
Right.
if you're disabled.
Right. Right.
So that's the catch. You gotta be severely disabled, and then the most you can get charged is $400 a month for complete.
Do they have that for
Medicare
like
coverage.
invisible disabilities as well? I mean, do they have like mental health stuff as well? Do they cover that?
I don't know. I only looked into. They have to be disabilities that you had diagnosed prior to the age of 26. I have no idea what that's about. Somebody somewhere said, I want to give it to everybody with a disability.
Yeah.
You gotta have a
Come
cutoff.
on. There's got to be a limit, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Ordo Contra very wisely says what I had said before, but I will say it again. Only advice, always ask a professional, in this case, legal and
Oh
accountant.
yes,
Yeah.
I
Lance is not.
I love me some David Hewlett.
Yeah, Lance
But
doesn't even take
listening
my
to him for
advice
like
on.
solid advice.
Yeah.
Do you realize what he'd be like if he didn't have Jane?
I just play a
It'd be a
genius
mess.
on television. Lance won't even take my advice on a freaking Magic the Gathering game. So I think he's got that.
It's true.
Being invisible would be quite the disability. It's true, James. Or would it be a superpower? That's the question. I think they recently upped.
Oh, you said you're going to go up there at 5.
I did. I should go see my son. Yeah, tax professional for sure. But I do think there's got to be a way around that, especially if you don't mind someone else having the reins of if someone you trust having the reins of the company to then sort of make sure that the money flows, either keep it in the company or
Right.
or it goes to you in small amounts that are allowed. But again, as I say,
And I tell you,
yeah.
I feel like they take a bit of I don't know if you'd call it, it's not hubris, I don't know. I get a certain amount of chest expansion feeling like I'm going full Cobra, 'cause, oh, look, I'm working for Google.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Or, oh, look, I can't move. And everybody said I didn't have to worry about anything because it wasn't like I was going to get a job or anything.
Right. Well, you got a job.
Back when I was 20. And
Yeah.
I'm like, look, I'm making X amount of money per year. Eat me. I kind of would like to do that.
Right,
But,
I see. But at the same time, you also don't want to lose disabilities over it. It's not worth
Right.
it. Right.
Right. So,
What and
so,
what are
yeah.
they're talking about doing? You're going to do like some tutorial stuff for them, or you're going to handle tech support for them, or what's the like? Because you're already handling tech support by the sound of it.
Right. They're already doing tech, but like you said, tutorials, advertising.
Oh, really?
Just different things. Yeah.
Look at you, the face of Google. I never would
I
have picked
just
it.
want to cut in to say something really dumb.
Go, Vipup.
Go ahead.
David, check the Discord. I found a very funny picture of you.
Of me?
Yeah.
It's not hard to
It's-
find.
It's a screenshot of one of the streams from a while ago that
Oh, really?
I just found on my
Is it me and the ape?
No, a lot better than that.
Really?
It's better than that?
What the hell's he got?
Wow.
What do you got? What am I doing?
I just pinged you in the Tech Bandit server.
All right, I'm looking.
We're looking. Do.
I'll tell you though, once you figure out that business side of stuff, you should do a video on that because I bet you there's a lot of people with disabilities who could learn from that.
Well, get this.
Even with actors, I know actors constantly struggling with that stuff.
One guy I could talk to who's in charge of social services here was on the school board that I sued.
Oh,
So
no. Oh, no. Great. You know he's out to get you.
I don't know if he is or not.
Right.
He brought his kid to me.
He was just on the board.
After. Yeah. So I don't know.
That is a good shot,
Vipup.
Vipup. That is a very good shot, I'd have to say.
What is it? What are you doing?
It sums me. I'm just being me. That's what's so sad about it. There's nothing unusual about it. Let me see if I can pull it up on this. Here we go. How do I do this? Open link.
I know you with the monkeys. Good stuff.
The Me with the Monkeys is one of my favorite for sure.
For me, this one is a lot better than you with the monkey.
Really? All right, I'm gonna try to share it before and then I should go because as Lance so points out, I promised my son I would go and
And you probably have tea up like.
Oh my God, I've got cold tea.
Fahrenheit.
I've got cold tea at this point. God damn it!
You put milk in your tea. I don't think you have to worry about it being cold.
No. Oh, you are so
What?
wrong. So wrong. So wrong. Here we go. All right, where's the image? Oh, I have to. Oh man, too many windows for God's sake. There you go. That is the image.
We cannot see it.
You can't see it. You can't see it yet.
Yeah, now you can kind
Your
of
stream is behind. That's nothing to do with me. I've got it all. It always works perfectly when I do it. That's my face. There you go.
I'm black. Why is it all black?
Oh,
There you go.
top.
I got another one.
Oh, there it is.
There you go. See, I got both. Oh no, I got the teeth out though. So it's like
It's like Beaker from Benson Honeydew and Beaker.
it is.
You know,
It
like,
is from.
yeah.
Oh my God, he didn't have lips either. God damn it! All right, you crazy kids. I got a kid of my own.
You got 83 people stayed this long.
85. What the hell is wrong with people? You know
People,
why?
you're so awesome.
Because it's freaking awesome. It really is. Like we talk about fun stuff. It's all over the place. It's always happy.
Yeah.
I leave happy.
Somebody in chat said something clever.
What?
Invisibility is a disability if you can't turn it on and off.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Hey, Bonnie Needs Coffee just subscribed. Thank you very much. I'm sure.
Thank
Look,
you so much.
to anybody who I may have missed in the subscriptions and stuff, thank you very much. I do appreciate it very much. Gonna have to be a big thanks to Cal for looking out for me because she's in the chat making sure everyone gets thanked and stuff, and as always is the hammer. Because I noticed on YouTube we got weird stuff happening all the time. I didn't know what to do. I panicked, but Cal's got the hammer here. I think Cal prefers.
Yeah, she's easier.
She prefers Twitch. I think is the sense that I get.
They're just further along in the game.
Yeah. I think this was designed from the ground up for live streaming. YouTube was designed to put. YouTube was designed. Did you know that it was a dating site?
I actually did know that. It used
Did
to
you?
be. I'm pretty sure they paid.
Wait, what was YouTube?
YouTube was a dating site. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. You're supposed to put video, and then someone put a video up about who they had their day at the zoo or something, and they went, "Oh."
Yeah, a giraffe was the first video up on YouTube.
That was it. They started using it as that. You need to make some mods on YouTube if you're gonna stream over there. It is the Wild Wild West, but Twitch is better. And you know what else? James R. Gurney loves his Mac. Okay, I'm out of here. Lance, thank you for joining us as always. I look forward to doing some game-based stuff. Yes.
1 o'clock or 2 o'clock tomorrow Eastern.
What did we
Because you
decide?
said 1 or 2, and I don't know what that is. No, I don't know.
I
The
think-
email says 1 or 2 good for you guys, and everybody said yes.
No, there was a Jen sent out a Zoom meeting.
Oh, fantastic.
That I think says 2 o'clock, I believe.
Oh,
you know.
thank goodness.
I don't know whether we'll stream or not. Maybe we'll stream later to talk about some of the stuff we're doing. I'm not sure, but but more.
I really want to be able to talk behind James Gurney's back, and that's
that's
hard.
important, and that's hard to do when he's right there.
When he's right in front of your face.
I did that to my dad the other day. It was my niece's 2-year birthday, so we drove up to Hamilton with my mom and dad. Well, my stepmom, but she's like more.
Yeah, whatever.
She's a great mom. Anyways, so not more of a mom, but she's a. God, I'm just going to offend everyone now. Anyways, point being, so we drove up, but my dad has this weird way of dealing with. He uses Waze to get around, this app to get around, but he uses Waze by just not doing what it says. So he goes, "Oh, it wants me to go right. I'm going left." And as a result, it took us like 3 hours to do the 1 hour drive.
So he uses reverse psychology
on his app. But it was so funny because my poor wife is in the back seat, and my wife likes to drive. So she's in the back seat with me, and I still have the nail marks in my leg from where she was holding on. All right, I got to get out of here. I got to go see my son.
Okay, bye.
Thanks, Lance. Thanks, Vibe Pup. We'll see you later.
I
gotta close that
Babylonia. Let's see. I totally confused IO with something.
Did you?
Go ahead.
I confuse myself in general. What? Why is Discord? What is going on with Discord? You little Discord. Oh, I see. That's what's happening. All right, everyone. Thank you very much.
Bye.
May see you tomorrow. I just got small again. Look at me. Hey. All right. Thank you to everyone. Again, thanks, Cal. Thanks, mods. Until we geek again, I will say be safe, be kind, be brilliant, and a cheerio, and huzzah! And then I will click the end stream. Here we go. Ending stream. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.